Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I'm so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. I've got my notes here because I'm going to share something that happened to me that Divine told me to share with you. But, Ashe, thank you, Spirit. If you would like to fast forward to where I'm pulling cards, then feel free to go ahead and do that, okay? Alright, so the other night, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. Some of y'all know from my ASMR channel, when I used to talk about creating content over there, I would always say I was a night owl, right? And I am. So it was about 2 a.m. and I just needed to go outside and get some fresh air. So I did. I went outside and I'm under the moon and it's a cloudy sky, but I love that at night because it's like so mystical looking and so magical. And then I'm feeling the wind across my face and it's so refreshing. It feels so good. I'm like thanking Oya for her wind. Ashe. And then I'm kind of in a trance, right? But I hear a cricket chirp. And it was in a bush that was like right in front of me, so it was really loud. And immediately it took me back to when I was a little girl in my house growing up. We had crickets that would always be in our laundry room. And I slept on the 3rd floor, but they were so loud. Even though the laundry room was down on the 1st floor and I was on the 3rd, it sounded like they were right in my ear. So I always went to sleep to the sound of chirping crickets. So it took me back to that time. And I thought to myself, I was like, well, back then I didn't know that I could talk to animals, but now I know. So let me go ahead and ask this cricket what it means when they chirp. By the way, we get down like that on this channel. So if that's not your thing or if that's too weird for you, then it's okay. But anyway, so I asked the cricket, and what he said that means when a cricket chirps, the message that he gave was rest, get yourself together, and then leap in faith. And when he said it, when I heard it, I was hearing leap in faith and leap with faith. So I was like, well, which one is it? And he said both. So I meditated on that, and what I thought was like when you leap in faith, it's like you're surrounding yourself with faith. So you know that you're moving in faith. All right, faith has got your back. It's all around you. It's supporting you. But when you leap with faith, it's like you're keeping faith close to you. So you have faith in your heart as you leap forward. And I was so grateful for that message. And then he said, you've got this. And I usually don't like that phrase because a lot of people say it, and I just feel like they just say that when they don't know what else to say. I'm kind of judgmental of that phrase sometimes, admittedly, because I realized when I heard him say that, I was like, I usually don't like that phrase, but I like it now because it's exactly what I needed to hear. So thank you. So if you are going through something right now where you feel like, you know, it's unscripted, it's unwritten, maybe there's some fear or some doubt about how it's going to turn out, you know, just follow the cricket's advice. Rest, get yourself together, and then leap in faith and leap with faith. Okay, take a leap. So I love that, and it felt so good being outside. So that was another message as well, you know, just let nature nurture you. Really, let nature nurture you, because she does such a beautiful job of that. Mother Earth is always there for us. Ashe. Now the other thing that came through that same night, so I came inside, but I was still meditating, and I grabbed my notepad and I started writing stuff down, and Divine said that for those of you who do witchy work or who work with the earth, okay, to create potions or any sort of like, even if you use it for medicinal purposes. Now, I don't know a lot about mushrooms, but I've started to research them. But Divine brought through a message about mushrooms that are grown in on your property. And they were saying that using mushrooms from your yard or from your property for any sort of working or ritual, they are much more energetically powerful and connected to your frequency because they're homegrown. So that's the same for, like, you know, roses that I grow in my garden for my oils and things like that. So anything that you grow on your property is going to have your energy signature already connected to it, so it's going to be very powerful for whatever workings you're using it for. Now, specifically for mushrooms, that's something I want to learn a lot more about. I'm not scared of them because I've already researched some of the ones that grow wild on my property, and I know that they are not poisonous, okay? But whatever you use, just be careful, make sure you do your research. But what they were telling me that you can do is pull up the mushroom, you know, make sure it's okay and not poisonous, and put it in a brown paper bag to let it air dry, but it's protected. It's shielded from like dust and things like that, but it can still dry inside of there. Or you could put it out to dry and then put it in a brown paper bag to store it. So yeah, just a little tip there from Spirit. I asked Divine, I was like, do I really need to share that? They were like, yeah. So I was like, okay, here we go. Anyway, beautiful being, let's go ahead and see what is coming through from the Divine for you at this time. I'm going to take a look at these. Okay, we got walking away and door to personal healing and happiness. So this one came out in the last reading. But yeah, somebody's walking away from something. But you're walking towards your happiness. So there's this letting go and this coming towards. So like the cricket was talking about, taking a leap of faith. And isn't that something? Walking away from something, but walking towards something else. Now that requires a lot of faith, right? But Divine says that the reward will be so worthwhile. So worthwhile. Yeah, thank you, Divine. What message do you have for this beautiful being? Journey. You're about to go on a journey. And it's like you've already been on a journey, but it's about to change. It's about to shift. There's going to be a shift in your journey. She's got her suitcases. Okay, so what I'm noticing, it looks like she's moving. You might be moving, or you might be taking a trip. I've been seeing a lot of things about travel lately, so I feel like a lot of you are going to be traveling. Okay, yeah, rest and rejuvenation, that came through the cricket's message as well. To rest, get yourself together, and then take a leap in faith. So yeah, Divine says to rest because your journey is going to require effort. But they really don't want you to worry about it. They don't want you to worry about the details, because Divine is saying that the journey is already set for you. Like the path is already set. It's just that you're discovering it now. It's exciting. I'm excited for you. Oh. Okay, so a lot is going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle because that's a whole lot. Okay, you might be feeling overwhelmed. Yeah, Divine says take one step at a time. Blossoming abundance. Oh, see, that's why so many came out, because your path is so abundant. You are going to have a plenty of what you need. A plenty, okay? That could be something that you've been thinking about is lack. Like, what is it that I lack now? What is it that I can do to get more? And here's the thing. Divine is saying that so much abundance is unfolding for you that any concerns you've had about lack, it could be stemming from fear. For some of you, it's that you are so used to preparing for everything. Okay, I'm picking up on Virgo energy, and I'm a Capricorn moon, so I get it too. I got some of that energy with the Capricorn, but it's like you want to prepare and be organized and be very set for everything, right? But Divine wants you to trust that all of your needs will be met. And not only that, but a lot of your wants, even things that you didn't know that you wanted or needed, are coming to you. Pure magic. Divine says to reconnect with your breath. Really take time to feel your body. And your breath. Give yourself that pause. Check, like do a body scan. It can be a quick one, and just see, like, where am I holding tension? What do I need to release? What do I need to let go of? 11:11 on the timer. You know, one thing about this journey is that you're going to allow your body and your mind to relax a lot more than you have in the past. And one way that you're going to be able to do that so easily is because you're not going to have a whole bunch of toxic energy surrounding you. You've been going through a transformation, and now it's time to release. You've wanted to release a lot of things, but it's like it just was staying stuck to you. I feel like a lot of things were remaining in your realm, and you were like banishing it and releasing it and letting go, and it just seemed to still stay stuck. But I noticed a big difference after the 10-10 portal. So, you know, we've had those eclipses, like a month prior, and then we've had the 10-10 portal. So a lot of things have been happening, and now we're in Libra season. That's when I'm recording this, okay? So a lot of justice is happening. I think Saturn is still in retrograde for a bit. So a lot is going on cosmically to help us release. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. All is in divine order. Building blocks. Yeah, Divine is asking you to kind of be like a child and just look at what's in front of you and see what you want to do with it. Just like a child with building blocks, you know? They don't really feel like they have to have a blueprint for their building blocks. They just build it how they want to build it. They see what fits and what feels good and what looks good, and they make it. So there's a lot of room for creative expansion here, where you're just seeing what's in front of you, you're gauging how you feel, checking in with yourself, you're looking at the things around you that you have access to, you're looking at your gifts and your talents and your beautiful energy, and you're just saying, what do I want to do with this today? What do I want to do with this today, right now? And go with it. Okay, let's pull from the archetype deck. Femme Fatale and King. Okay, so the Femme Fatale card says highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. This is a powerful woman. You know, it depends, because like sometimes I'm seeing these cards in the upright and sometimes in the reverse. It just depends. But 14:14 on the timer. I'm seeing a really strong, powerful woman or feminine energy who knows who she is, and she's opening her heart. And then we have King here. Enlightened, benevolent leadership, benefiting those in your charge. Yeah. I'm getting divine masculine, divine feminine coming together. This could be within yourself, or it could be that you're attracting a divine lover. Okay? What message do you have for this beautiful being, Divine? Fool, fearlessly revealing emotion, helping people laugh at absurdity and hypocrisy. Okay, so fearlessly revealing emotion, it's like someone is revealing how they feel. This could be you, it could be someone around you, okay? Letting someone know how they feel. Revealing a deeper part of themselves or an aspect of themselves to someone. Opening up. Mediator and poet. This mediator card, what I'm getting is a coming together. Yeah. Whereas before there was separation, now there will be union or togetherness, okay? This brings a vibe of fairness and also strategy, because I feel like there's planning that's taking place in this, all right? Also poet, so somebody's thinking about how they want to talk or what they want to say. Yeah, what they want to say. What they want to say, what it is that they want to express, what it is that they want to communicate. What's coming through is that whether this is you or another being, it's so wonderful when we express from our soul. Releasing and letting go and just speaking. Just seeing what comes out. You know? Speaking with kindness and love and care, yes. You know, not being mindless, all right? But giving yourself the freedom to say it in a sincere way that feels right to you. And just saying it. Yeah. Poet. This is peaceful communication. You might receive a message or you might be giving a message. But oh look, I'm noticing these two doves here. This could be communication from a lover. Or a friend, okay? But it's good vibes. Yeah, it could be spoken because the way the doves are coming out of her mouth, all right, it looks like a speech bubble, but it doesn't have to be. What I'm getting there is that either way, whether it's written or it's spoken, it will be directly from that person. This isn't something that's from AI. I'm about tired of AI, I tell you. I click on a video and it's like talking like this and I just can't take it. I love human voices. I love hearing the texture of a person's voice, and there's so much that you can tell about a person when you hear their voice, and I don't know, it's just kind of strange to me. It's so robotic. But anyway, it does serve a purpose, but I prefer humans over AI personally. But yes, this is going to be a unique message that comes from a person that has a bit of their soul in it. I feel like this is going to be a message that has meaning, and this person put thought into it and care and love. Yeah, I see that with the two doves. It comes from a place of love. Whether it's romantic or not, this message has pure sentiment. Yeah, it's very pure. It feels good. Yeah, so positive communication. Ashe, thank you, Spirit. Okay, I want to do I immediately want to go to tarot? I want to do a couple index cards. Yeah. Okay, let's do a couple index cards. Let's see what's coming through. West Coast. So there may be someone that you know. How did I write that? I must have been writing this when I was having my night owl moments. That's okay. There might be somebody that you know, or you may be on the West Coast, or you may know somebody. I'm getting California, San Francisco, Monterey. Isn't that in California? Also Washington State. Pulling away out of insecurity. So someone may have pulled away from you because of being unsure of something. Okay, it may not have been insecurity. It feels like they were unsure of something. This could have been you, okay, or another person. But there could have been like distance or separation between you because there was this lack of either preparedness. There was like more information. I'm hearing stay tuned for more details. Stay tuned for more details. Like there needed to be more assurance of a situation or more clarity. Yeah, before they moved forward. Yeah, somebody's been in isolation. Somebody's been thinking a lot about a choice or how they were going to move forward, what step they were going to take. Out of the mouth of babes. So there's something that a child said. Ooh, 2112. So mirroring. There could be another person that you're having a mirroring experience with. I'm noticing a lot of twos with the king and the femme fatale, the two doves. Okay, out of the mouth of babes, there's something that came out of the mouth of a child that brought some awareness to a person. I feel like it was sort of an aha moment. Because of something that a child said, they were like, okay, yeah, this is what I need to do. Or like there was a moment of clarity because of something that a child said. Aw, kids are awesome. Catfish. Okay, so somebody's been pretending to be someone that they are not. I'm kind of getting the vibe of like trolling. Okay, could be a fake account. Somebody might be trying to gather information, or it could be like trolling, like somebody's trying to cause or wreak havoc for someone online. There could be a Pisces here that's involved. Or look again, with Pisces, it's the two fish. I'm seeing lots of twos here. You could have Pisces energy somewhere in your chart. Or someone else, okay? All right, let's pull some tarot and see what's going on. Thank you, Spirit. What messages do you have for this beautiful being regarding their current situation or conflict or whatever they need to know? And one more, Spirit. Okay, Two of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. So there could have been some, oh, well, with that not knowing, like I said, somebody might be unsure of something. That could be that Two of Swords, because that's what Two of Swords feels like. It's kind of like not knowing, not being completely certain of something, okay? So we've got Ten of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Justice, Ace of Cups, Princess of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So, stability, building, and the ability to be able to build. The ability to be able to create stability. I feel like there has been a time, remember I was saying that it's like you're headed on another journey where there's more peace. So now where you're headed is where you are focusing on stability and abundance. And this is stability that surrounds love. Stability that stems from a love connection or a union. There's a union going on here, okay? Because even though we don't have many court cards that came out, we did have the Femme and the King card, okay, when I split the deck with the archetypes. With this Ten of Pentacles, this is a union that not only is based in love, but also produces abundance and prosperity, and also building. So there is collaboration here. Like, the Ten of Pentacles comes first. That's stability within a home, okay? Within a union, within a home, where there is abundance within a home and family, okay? It's like, because of that, there's also this collaboration that happens perhaps within a community or some sort of foundation or organization. It feels very free though. It feels like very good vibes. It doesn't feel like something that is so structured to the point where it's like, oh, there's no fun, you know? It's like there's camaraderie here, where everyone involved is able to grow and be unique, but also come together. Yeah, UNITY. Yeah, that was that in this reading, the UNITY card, the Unity card. I think it was, because if it wasn't, it was in the love reading I did before, but I think it was. Yeah, but there's lots of unity here. There's lots of togetherness. There's lots of building within a community. It feels good, and it brings balance because we've got the Justice card here. So this is really cool that this is coming through in a reading that's done during Libra season. Something is being balanced that was not at all balanced before. It feels like something had to be cut out. So there's something that's gone now. With that river underneath her feet, I see like cleansing energy. There's truth and justice, but also there was a removal of what just didn't work, what just wasn't serving. It wasn't serving the greater good. It wasn't serving this vibe of community and collaboration and togetherness. I accidentally pulled up, well, you know, nothing's an accident in a reading, but super dodger, avoidance, sidestepping, emotional hits or conflicts, okay, drama or responsibility. So there's somebody that, yeah, this was the person that had to go. There was a super dodger that was keeping that Three of Pentacles from being so beautiful, that was keeping that Ten of Pentacles from manifesting at all. They had to go because this was a person who did not want to take any accountability for anything, and they were holding up the progress for other people. They were holding up the progress for a community. They had to go. Look at the bottom of this deck, we've got Ace of Cups, and we've also got Ace of Cups here. So this is the beginning of not only a union or a relationship that yields a lot of abundance. Okay, it could be here, like what we see here with this couple with the Ten of Pentacles, okay? Ace of Cups twice, okay? With the Page of Cups, which is like a really, it's communication. It's intuition, it's communication, it's some sort of message, all right? But yeah, this is the new beginning that is emotional, it's intuitive, it's harmonious, and it yields unity and union, okay? But I wanted to ask Spirit for clarification on what happened here with the Justice. Like, what did this Justice clear out? Or so the Justice card made way for messages to be sent. There's some sort of communication that was being blocked, and the Justice allowed for this communication to happen. Perhaps things were chaotic. Yeah. See, people felt bound. There was an 8 of Swords, like people felt tied up, people felt imprisoned. There had to be this sense of freedom. And so that's what had to go. Whoever that super dodger was, you know, the way they wanted to roll was through conflict. You see, they got that ball. So I was like dodgeball, right? And that's not allowed in schools anymore in the US, right? But personally, growing up, I used to love dodgeball. I used to love it. But it is kind of like a bullying thing, right? That's why they took it out of the schools. But yeah, this was a big bully. You know? They wanted to attack people. They wanted to move for themselves. Like whatever move they took, it was always for themselves. And whoever was standing in their way, they were going to attack them. Here it's with a ball, but I have a feeling whatever situation this applies to for you, that person was not using dodgeballs, okay, to attack people. They were using something dangerous. They were using something hurtful, harmful, whether it was hurtful communication or perhaps it was, they were threats, okay? But whatever this person was using, it was bringing a sense of harm where people felt like they couldn't make the moves that they needed to make. They couldn't grow in the way that they needed to grow. They couldn't communicate and love one another in the way that they needed to love one another. So they didn't have this sense of unity. But now that justice has come through and cleared up them streets, okay? Now we have room for the Ace of Cups for connection and communication and a beautiful new beginning. We've got the Princess of Pentacles here. So there's something that is going to be, yeah, this is like Page of Pentacles. And it's feminine energy, so it feels like very nurturing. There's going to be some sort of new beginning in your life that is nurturing, it's compassionate, it welcomes intuition, it supports intuitive guidance that you would receive or whoever it is that you're communicating with. And this is going to be the beginning of something wonderful within an entire community, because you see her where it's like she's birthing that light or radiating that light, but then you see a whole community of animals there. Okay? And you're going to experience communication with someone who is very enlightened with that star there over her crown chakra. And you've got the Hierophant. So, yeah, this is like a... What's happening here with this connection and this intuition and this new freedom is that there is something that's able to take shape. It involves, I don't want to say like a system, but structure. It involves structure that is loving. It's based in wisdom. It's based in divine connection. Okay? So for some of you, this could pertain to a community that is experiencing good energy because of a divine union. For some of you, it's a foundation or an organization that's being started because of two people that are coming together. It could be more, but I'm getting the vibe of a masculine and a feminine that are coming together and creating something from the ground up, perhaps, that yields wonderful results. Some kind of enlightenment and learning with the Hierophant card there. Divine, tell me more about this Hierophant card. Okay, so we've got Queen of Cups and Eight of Pentacles. So it's something involving work with a person who's very intuitive. Okay. This could be you if you are, I'm getting like, it's something that's nurturing and it's something intuitive as well. But it provides stability and also prosperous growth with the Eight of Pentacles there. It's something that you're working on. But it could be something that's going to come about because of, yeah, Six of Pentacles, your interaction, your prosperous, reciprocal interaction with another person. And there will be planning for this to all come together. Yeah, so I feel like you're curious about this, or there's someone around you who's curious about it. All right. So they're sort of like collecting information, gathering information, perhaps preparing for that Two of Wands where they're planning. We've got Temperance at the bottom here. So this is something that is going to, it's going to create a lot of balance and alchemy, positive transformation for you and perhaps another person that you're connecting with. And for this, with this Hierophant card here and the Princess of Pentacles, the way I was reading that, it feels like it's for other people as well. There will be balance and positive change, alchemy. There's someone here who has left, and that I feel like this is talking about the super dodger that went away. Somebody walked away from a situation in order to sort of like clean up the environment. Okay, I might get more information on that, but now it's full steam ahead with the Chariot. So there's something that you and potentially another person are going to be working on that is so like, you're driven, you're focused, and I feel like it has something to do with intuition and nurturance. It's something that is very beneficial to a lot of people. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I want to get some more information on, well, yeah, what do we want to know? What, with that Eight of Cups, what is it that left the building? So what was cleared out in order to make this a possible change? What left the building? What did justice come through and get rid of? Somebody's rolling in their grave. Okay, so there's someone who is causing trouble in this community, and now they're experiencing like the energy of death. With that full moon there, this could have been a person who was doing rituals. Okay, because remember I said whatever they were using, it sure as hell was not dodgeballs, right? Okay, so perhaps one thing that they were using was spell work with that full moon there and being in that cemetery. You know, I posted in the community section about somebody using a cauldron and graveyard dirt for death magic. Okay, so I'm getting that vibe with this rolling in their grave. But you know what's coming to me? I'm reading intuitively here. This super dodger that was excommunicated or exiled, that is no longer a part of this community, they used the energy of death. Look, they used the energy of death in order to attack, in order to bully people. And so what's happened now, because justice came through and set the record straight and set this person on their ass and let them know what they were no longer going to do, justice is here. And now this person is experiencing that same death energy that they wished on others. Perhaps you were the person that they were targeting with these rituals. Tell me more about this. Yeah, oh look, hostile workplace environment. So that's exactly what this person did. They were bullying people, creating drama and toxicity and trouble. Well, what was it that this person wanted? Oh, look, plans. Can we please make plans to get together soon? Watch out, because this person is trying to make a comeback. Reconnection. I know it's been a while, but I miss you being in my life. Oh, do they? What, you coming in with some damn dodgeballs and some death magic? Is that what they trying to come back with? I think not. Grapevine, I heard something you're going to be interested in. So this person is trying to make a re-entry into your life. Oh, look, negative. I'm hiding my true intention. The deck is talking, y'all. I don't even have to ask questions. I'm hiding my true intentions and I don't actually care about your well-being. Well, damn. There you go. But you know what it is? This person sees your growth. And so they want a part of that. This is someone who had to leave this workplace environment, this community. It could be an organization, something where people were, where they wanted to connect, they wanted to grow, they wanted to be together, and they could have done that. But the super dodger here had ulterior motives, and they were in it for themselves. They weren't in it for the sense of community and building and stability with others. Because typically the Ten of Pentacles, it looks like a whole bunch of people, but you see here, it's, oh, I didn't even notice that. So I knew that the couple was on there, but look, there are kids on there too. Something tells me that what this super dodger did in this community was affecting children as well in a negative way. Yeah, so this person, you could potentially be in a space of entertainment, or you could have a platform. Look, they say, I find your life amusing and your stories comical. So this person wants to come back into your life in order to manipulate. But I feel like with this entertainment coming through, they may be observing you. If you are on a platform or you're, like people can see your work, they're seeing you and they want a piece of the pie. There's something that they want from you. Look, big favor. I need assistance with something big. I bet they do. Collaboration. Let's work together to achieve shared success. Okay, and then we have safe space. I need a secure place to open up. Well, guess what? Does it look like this person has the intention of providing a safe space for you or for anyone else? No, it looks like they're ready to attack. That's what that looks like. They're ready to attack. Divine, tell me about this person's... Let me look at the tarot. Let me look at the tarot. Okay, we got a Queen of Swords here. There could be a Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And we've got a Page of Wands. There could be a fire sign here involved as well. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, could be. But there's a message that this person wants to send you. What are their intentions? What is it that they want? They want to travel. Okay. Also, they want to make their life better. They want to move to calmer waters, because whatever it is that they got themselves into, they are saying, oh shit. They want to travel and offer a cup. I think this came through in another reading. Listen, do not drink anything from this person. Do not take anything from this person. If they even put their hand out to shake yours, there's nothing trustworthy that I'm picking up on about this person, okay? Yeah, they do not have positive intentions. What is it that they want? They want strength. They're seeking strength because they have none. Whatever work it was that they were doing, which we're going to take a look at, that death magic that they were doing, it's got them rolling in their own grave right now. And so they need strength. Literally, they need energetic strength. They need to siphon from you. You cut off ties to this person. You reclaimed your energy. And perhaps you put up a barrier, an energetic barrier, so that that person could not get back into your space. I'm hearing chakras, houses. They wanted to access your houses within your chart, okay? They wanted to access your houses. They wanted to access your chakras, and that's exactly what they were attempting to do with this death magic. They didn't just want to send the death magic. They wanted to extract whatever they could from you first and then leave you, you know. There's something they want to do with a lover situation. What are their intentions with this lover situation, Divine? Oh, they want to leave you out in the cold. Perhaps that's what they wanted to do all along. Perhaps they wanted to ruin your love union or take away any options that you had in love, ruin things for you, have you out in the cold, suffering from poverty, perhaps from poor health, which actually is what I'm seeing now for them. This person is having issues with their health. So they don't just need energy, like, you know, for their chakras and whatnot. No, they need physical strength. They need physical strength because they're ill at this time. They want to act like they want to give and receive. Okay, but actually, they want to set you up in order to reject you, in order to be cold and cut you somehow, cut you out of your own fortune. That's what I'm hearing. They want to cut you out of your own fortune. All this abundance that Divine has been showing, this 10 of Pentacles and this abundance that came through at the very beginning of the reading, they want to cut you out from that. How are they going to cut away your own inheritance, your own abundance? How are they going to do that? They want to leave you in a deep state of regret because now they are regretting what they did to you and what they did to this community. Because I see that they weren't just attacking you, they were attacking anyone who got in their way of whatever it was that they considered winning. They want to confuse you while you're in your hermit state because you are insightful. You've got your lantern as you go into the darkness, and then you turn on your lantern to see whatever it is that you need to understand. And they want to cause confusion. That's what they want to do, is cause confusion. Divine, please show me the work that this person was doing to this beautiful being and potentially to other people within the community. What workings were they doing in order to create negative change? Hexing spells designed to bring bad luck, misfortune, or obstacles into someone's life, often as a form of punishment. And what in the hell do they want to punish you for? For being a divine being? For doing your soul's work? For being intuitive? Oh, they more than likely wanted to take away your intuitive gifts as well. They wanted to block you from your own intuitive connection with the divine. Binding energies, they wanted to bind you to them. Forces, and I'm just getting, with those children there, they more than likely did some spells to bind a child as well. They may have attempted to do this with your child, but I'm getting that your child is safe and forever protected. But if this person has a child, they may have used their own child as collateral. Energetic collateral. That's why this person is so desperate. Binding energies. Forces that restrict or prevent someone from moving forward in their life, often associated with karmic debts or spiritual blockages. So the same bindings that this person tried to affect you with, they now are bound to those low vibe beings, those low vibe entities that they were summoning and calling upon. Because the sacrifice didn't go through, the demons are back for payment. This person made a deal with the devil, plain and simple. They made a deal with the devil and they were unable to pay because they were not successful. They were not successful. They were not able to conquer you. So now they want to come back and conquer you. It's like they're trying to come back with something else. What else here, Divine? What else can you tell us about this situation to help protect this beautiful being from this energy? Truth or dare? Yeah, this person knows that it's about, they know that they're even going into this saying, I don't think it's going to work. And they already know how intuitive you are. So they feel like you're not going to buy it anyway. Playing games. Honesty and risk. Emotional exposure. This person is scared. They're very afraid because they already know that this plan is not going to work. School of hard knocks. Look at that hand, how it's wrapped up. This person is in a lot of pain and in a lot of physical detriment, torment, because that's what they brought on themselves, trying to use all this dark magic against you. They're trying to be street smart, but I feel like that's this person's downfall, because they come to you thinking that they are so smart, but you see through them every single time. It's like you smell them coming down the street. You already know. You already know. And this person, I feel like you've been around and around with this for quite a while. And this is a last-ditch effort of this person to try to restore some sense of balance in their world, and they just can't. They just can't, because Divine has sat them on their ass and said, you know what? You've done too much. You've done way too much and to too many people. They're trying to be street smart. They're trying to be tough. Yeah, it's not going to work. What they're trying is not going to work. Divine, what's going on with this being? What are they trying? What's going on with this situation? They think it's going to be tea time. Gossiping, spreading rumors, and drama. That's all they want to bring. And a plan. A plan. They're fed up over it, not having it, frustrated. Because they're fed up with their own choices that they have made in the past to try to dupe you. And they know that no one has truly suffered but themselves. Every single plan that they came up with to bring you down has only harmed themselves and the people that they are responsible for. If they're responsible for children, it has impacted them. And what I'm getting is that this person never believed in karma until now. They never believed in karma until now. And so now the very person that they have tormented is who they're looking to save them. Kinky ways. They're up to something with sexual energy. They're sexually open, looking to explore. They have fantasies and fetishes. They can go somewhere with that. And this person's health is subpar. And this is what they're thinking about. They need to be thinking about restoring their health. Yeah, this person is giving into temptation for overindulging in all kinds of behaviors that are harmful. Yeah, they want to come in with some petty energy and some petty requests. There's nothing positive there. What else, Spirit? They hope you're doing well. Good vibes. They hope you're doing well. Good vibes. That's what they're presenting you with. That's the cover-up. Okay? I really hope you're doing well. Listen, expect for them, if they make contact with you, expect for them to give a sob story and an apology. They want to make you think that they're coming in with good vibes. Yeah, they have narcissistic ways. That's what's underneath all those quote-unquote good vibes. If this was a person that you knew as a narcissist, nothing has changed. They are a complete imposter. They're also on the DL. So with that fetishes card, they want to do something sexual. It doesn't really matter what gender. I'm getting that this person is so across the board with their sexuality, they really are not picky at all. It doesn't even matter if it's living and breathing. They really don't care. You're ascending, and they know that, and they want to hitch a ride on your ascension. That's why they're coming in at the last minute. And you still are going to win. Look at that. You're winning. You've already won. You've already won. You won the moment that you decided not to side with this evil, or not to allow yourself to become overwhelmed by this evil. Singing. Divine says to sing your way through this. Okay, listen to music, raise your vibration. Yeah, this is your destiny that they wanted. They wanted everything that you are manifesting for yourself. Okay, they wanted everything that you are manifesting for yourself. They wanted it for themselves. Okay, let's get a little more on your energy, their energy. Thank you, Divine. You're a magnet for success. You could not fail at this time if you even thought you could. If that's a fear that you've had, delete that from your mind, because you are so naturally attracting everything that you should. You're right where you're supposed to be. You provide a glimmer of hope, and that's what this person sees in you. Whatever it is that you do, okay? Whatever it is that you share with the world, you provide hope. And so this person who has tried so hard to end your life, to delete you, to bring you down, to steal your destiny, to take away love from your life, to ruin any, to discourage you, to taunt you. They want your hope now. And instead of coming to you honestly and letting you know the state that they're in and what they have done to themselves, the detriment that they have caused in their life, and truly being sorrowful for what they have done, they're coming in with a plan. 55 on the timer. All they want to do is bring negative change, because that's all they can do when they're not healing. They're not healing. They're not being honest. So they want to attach to you. You know, anyone who's not manifesting is manipulating. If you're not manifesting, you're manipulating. Or either, you know, you're not caring and not doing anything. But people either create success in their world through manifestation or manipulation. And that's what this person uses. They don't manifest anything. They can't harness their own energy. They can't connect with the divine and be a channel of positive energy. All they know how to do is latch on to other people. They see your glimmer of hope and they want to hitch a ride. They see you ascending and they want to hitch a ride. They know that you are divinely blessed, because only a person who is truly connected could even make it through all of these attacks that they've sent your way. So now they really don't want to let go, but they must. They must. And they've become so incredibly dependent that even their health is dependent on being able to siphon the energy of another being, that they don't know what to do now. They're completely lost. They're completely desperate and alone. And meanwhile, you're over here manifesting cosmic expansion. Because you're working with other people with this 10 of Pentacles, you're building something that lasts. You're building connections and creating unions, nurturing unions. And I say nurturing because you were seen as the Queen of Cups. You've got it all. The Femme Fatale card came through. So you've got this like strength and understanding and like, I don't know, what's coming through is like magnetism and charisma. But then you're also seen as the Queen of Cups. You're everything that you need to be, that you could possibly want to be. You've got it all. And you're working with others to create cosmic expansion. Your impact is growing beyond your expectations. This is beyond what you ever would have imagined. As you expand your reach, trust that your influence is growing in positive and powerful ways. Every effort that you make ripples out, reaching those who need it most. And you know what? You would help this person, but they have proven that they are dangerous. And what's coming to me is armed and dangerous. I would not put it past this person to do something criminal. They have demonstrated that they are not to be trusted. No, this is one that you can't let in. I mean, you need to use your discernment, but what's coming through to me is like, how in the world would that ever even, You continue on the path of light. Your path is illuminated. Follow it with trust. Walk with clarity and purpose. And that's all that this person is trying to do, is distract you from your path. They've been isolated. That isolation card that came out, that's the problem. They've been isolated from people in their lives. From people in their life. I said not their lives. I'm thinking that cat's got 9 lives. Like, this person, honestly, should have been gone a long time ago. Divine has given them mercy, but this is their one last ditch effort before they know it's over. And if they do not proceed with caution, listening to the voice of the divine, which is still speaking to them, and it's telling them to sit down and be humble. Just like Kendrick says, sit down, be humble. Okay, if they don't listen to that voice right there, then you know what, that rolling in the grave, card, that's really what they're going to experience. Literally. Literally. They need to watch out, because they have been warned so many times before. And the only reason why they haven't responded to the voice of God, Goddess, the divine, is because they have those narcissistic ways. And so they thought that when someone at work told them to mind themselves and to move out the way, just like they ignored that, they also thought that they could ignore the voice of God. When their loved one spoke to them and said, you better check yourself, they laughed at them. They punished them for trying to set boundaries with them. And similarly, they didn't believe when God told them to sit down and be humble. But now they must sit down because they are in ill health and they have no money. And they are coming to you with some kind of plan to reel you in. Never. You are on the path of light, and there is no room for foolishness and mayhem and people who do not listen to the voice of the divine. There is nothing about that being, whoever this is, this super dodger, there's nothing about that being that respects the voice of the divine and that tunes into their intuition. They are a panicked mess, and all they know is the chaos that they have created in their world. And they are going to have to sit in it and deal with it and stop reaching out to you as if you are here to save them. You are here to do your soul's work, but not to be distracted by demons. You have a garden of serenity. And other people want that serenity, right? And they can enjoy it too, as long as they come with respect and dignity. Cultivate peace within. Inner calm will be your greatest asset. And beautiful being, do not allow anyone to siphon that peace. Because like this card says, your serenity, your peace is your greatest asset. Okay? You have so many beautiful things that are unfolding for you in a magical way. And it's like, you know, sometimes it takes a very specific plan, but I feel like whatever it is that you've been doing, like it's a well-oiled machine, you know what you're doing. And Divine says, just keep your focus, keep your peace. And you are going to experience so many miracles. Whatever this is that's unfolding for you within community and work and intuition, it is so powerful. And just, you know, I want to leave you with this right here, okay? Cosmic expansion. That is exactly what you're creating in your world, is cosmic expansion. And it goes from your world to the world of others, to other communities, to other countries, to other realms. You are doing the work of the divine, and that is the only reason why certain energies are trying to separate you from your peace and from your focus. That will not happen, because you are divinely guided and divinely protected on this beautiful path. Ashe. I'm so happy for you. All right, beautiful being, I hope that you enjoyed this message. And yeah, I hope that it brought you encouragement and clarity and support and really good vibes. I love you. I love you so much. And thank you for tuning in. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.